And we are live. Welcome to our second podcast,
What up? What up?
the Heart and Hope Medicines podcast. So, what's up, bro? How you been?
Man, cooling, bro. Uh, I'm just ready to tackle this topic. This topic is something that was super prevalent in my life growing up. So I'm just excited about this one. I feel like this one is like one of them ones that you just that people a lot of people just struggle with and they just don't say nothing.
For sure. So we ain't gonna make y'all wait too long. The topic is addictions. Um, and we both like you said. I struggle with addiction too. So that was something that when God gave me that one, I was like, oh yeah, this is good. I said
Yeah,
this
for
it.
sure.
And then
For sure.
usually after that he confirmed it. So he confirmed it multiple times, and I was like, all right, this it. And he continued to confirm it until even today we was talking about addictions and stuff at work. But so what were you addicted to? What was your addiction?
Um, I would have to say the most prevalent one in my life was sex.
Mm-hmm.
But I was also addicted to marijuana. Um,
Yep.
Lightweight alcoholic, not super crazy like blacking out or nothing like that. But I drank a lot as a kid, and I did not start late. I started super early. I was 13 when I had my first drink. I was 13 when I smoked my first blunt.
13.
Yeah, bro. I lost my virginity at 14, so I started super
So
early.
at 13, what grade are you in?
I was a freshman in high school.
Why
Freshman in
at
high school.
13?
Yeah, I graduated early. So I started at 13. I graduated when I'm 17. So everything was super early because of where my birthday falls in the year. I'm born in October, and that's kind of a late. I really started school early, to be honest.
Yeah,
I really started school early.
because I'm about to say if you 13 in the eighth
Yep.
grade, that's yeah. Because
Yep.
I think I was like 14. I
Yep.
might.
14 is the typical age for a
Yeah.
ninth grader. But yeah, man, started at 13. I had a lot of stuff going on, bro. Like, my dad had just passed. Well, first my brother passed. My uncle passed, then my dad passed,
And
and
this is all in the same
con-
year.
so my uncle and my brother passed in like the same year. So it's November then December. My dad passed the following March. So
Sheesh.
I was going through a lot of stuff, bro, and I just had to find some way to deal with it. So my first step was smoking weed. You do it. You're trying to take your mind off of the nonsense, the stuff you be going through, and weed was the first thing that I really attached myself to. And then you start hanging out. Once you start smoking weed, you know that the crowd, the grade of people that you hanging with, kind of it kind of goes down. So the grade of people that I was hanging with was people who really didn't care about much already anyway. So
Facts.
as a result of me smoking weed and hanging out with them, I wasn't going to school. I was doing everything that they was doing. So obviously, the natural progression of things is you start trying other stuff. So drinking was the next the next step in that in the order. So it was early, bro, and
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
that's crazy. Mine was I was addicted to same, pretty much the same. I was addicted to sex, addicted to. I won't even say I was addicted to porn. To be honest, yeah, I don't. It wasn't
That too,
necessary.
boy.
It wasn't necessary.
I could call them
Just
by
sex. It was
name.
yeah. It was porn, and I was addicted to weed. Oh, I was super addicted to weed.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was crazy. Like I relied on weed so much, but I didn't start smoking weed till I was like in 10th grade. I think I might have tried. No, it was 10th grade, and then it didn't get like I didn't get extreme until about 11th grade. I remember the whole summer I was high every single day. Like I don't remember I was high from me waking up. I was like, all right, let me go. To
Yeah.
me going to sleep, and I was so reliant on that. And most of that came from people you hang around. I looked up to my brother a lot, so I seen he was smoking and stuff like that. I'm like, man, let me, I'm about to try this,
Right.
and after I tried it, I felt like I'm one of those people that I have like what you call, I'll say addictive type.
Addictive personality.
Yeah,
Same.
it's
Same.
like, all
Exactly.
right, if I do something, then I'm gonna do it 100%. So it's like that could be good and bad. If you do the
Facts.
wrong stuff, I'm gonna sit here and be doing that 100%.
Exactly.
So I was going hard at it. I'm all right. As soon as I get my check, I'm sitting here like, all right, that means I gotta pay this. I can get about an eighth. I'm gonna call him. Like I promise you, that's how like addicted I was and didn't even know it, because the way the enemy do, he like to keep you in denial. Long as you stay in denial, you will never change. Long as you
Facts.
think you are right, you know,
Exactly.
let's say you go to the doctor, or you ain't even gonna go to the doctor because you say, I'm good. I ain't going to the doctor. I'm good. Whatever. So you never gonna get help. You never gonna get nothing if you
Yeah.
sit there and be like, I'm good. Cause you tell me I was an addict in 2016, whatever like that. It might have I stopped in 2016. So all before that, you tell me I'm an addict, I've been like, I ain't no addict. I could stop this whenever I want,
Facts.
man. This ain't nothing, whatever like that.
Yeah. He make
No,
you believe that you got the power and you don't.
sitting here believing that you not, but you know dang well you being led by that junk like a mug.
Facts, man. Like even today, like I used to work at this juvenile center, and these kids swore up and down that weed wasn't addictive. But one of the instances of being at that center, I hope I ain't breaking no type. Well, I ain't saying no names or nothing, so I'm straight. But one of the key instances of weed being an addictive substance is I met this young dude, 16 years old. The boy could barely write his name. He could barely tell me how to spell his name because he had smoked so much weed. He said he started smoking when he was 11 years old. And
Lord,
he had tried cocaine several times in his life. And the
cocaine.
reason why he did it was because of his parents, which is crazy to me. But stick on the weed thing. He just kept smoking the weed. He didn't care how it affected him. He didn't care what he did after he smoked it. He just kept smoking it. And it messed up his brain, man.
Man,
Messed up
because
his
at that
brain.
time your brain still you
It's still
still
developing.
and then that's my thing when they say weed isn't bad. Weed is it comes from the earth. It's so good. It helps.
Blah blah.
Okay, yeah, there are some things that help, right? But when you weigh different things. First of all, it's killing your brain cells, and people say it don't kill your brain cells. I 100% positive it do. I remember when I was smoking, I was like I don't know, I wasn't thinking right. It was just I would, for instance, I remember I used to get caught doing dumb stuff, like caught mom would catch me or whatever like that. Cause this one day I left the keys in the car. I left my lights on all night, whatever like that. And I was like, why I just do dumb stuff. I'd
Yeah.
be like, oh, I left my phone. I left my like, because you high, you ain't thinking about all this stuff. You ain't thinking about responsibilities. You so
Exactly.
mellow, you just thinking about everything is so good right now. You ain't thinking about nothing. And then you realize like I messed up.
Yeah.
Like you don't realize you messed up until the morning after. You be like,
Man,
oh,
big facts.
where's my ID? Where's this at? Where's that at? Oh,
Facts. Did I do my homework? Like just stupid stuff. Like I still vividly remember the first time I ever smoked. I
I don't
smoked.
remember that.
I came home and I fell on the floor laughing. My brothers and them was looking at me like, "Yo, what is wrong with this dude?" Because I'm just on the floor laughing hysterically. Nobody could stop me from laughing. My mama walks down the stairs, and I got up and I tried to get it together, and then I just start laughing again. And she's like, "Boy, what is your problem?" But by this time, I had already. My mom ain't never smoked weed before, so she don't know what it looked like.
Hmm.
I had already sprayed and everything like that, like sprayed the cologne on. People sprayed on their hands, whatever, just to get the smell out. So later on that night, I go to lay down and I start shaking. My body start tingling, and in my mind, the only thought that's playing is you gonna die and go to hell. You gonna die and go to hell. That's the only thought that was playing in my mind. So I started like shaking. I was getting super anxious. You would think that as a result of that experience, I would just be like, all right, I'm done. Nope. Because things at that point, all I'm trying to do is get rid of the thoughts that's going on in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it got me thinking I'm going to die,
Mm-hmm.
I was cool with it. Honestly, I was cool with it at the time. So, yeah, it's definitely addictive, man. And then, like, even as far as the sex thing, I can't even call that a result. I can't call the addiction to sex a result of my dad passing because things happened to me way before I even got to that point that probably awakened something. That definitely awakened something in me that death just caused it
Mm-hmm.
to flare up and rise up again. But
Yeah.
man, when I was a kid, got molested by my a female cousin and a male cousin got molested. And my cousin, what's crazy is my cousin wasn't much older than me. If I was 5, he might have been 7 or 8 years old, but he just knew a lot more than I did. Just thinking about it, without being too vivid. Like the first time I had any type of sexual interaction with anybody, it was by a dude. And my other cousin, she was the same age as my brother, so she wasn't that much older than me either. I can't think of her age at this right now, how old it was when she was doing it, but she turned it into like a game. It was kind of sick when I think about it. That's definitely a spirit.
Yeah.
It was sick. And what's crazy is the more and more she tried to play the games, the more I started to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So me being addicted to sex later on in life just comes as a result of
Yeah.
a lot of that other stuff. It just kind of woke it up and like, okay, here I'm out to play now.
Yeah.
I'm here now.
Say, I know
So
what I'm doing.
exactly. You think you know what you're doing,
Right. Yeah, I that's like it's a lot of people's story. Like it's a lot of people's story. Them either being molested or something happening, and then it like triggering them to, be more active or
Yeah.
things like that. So that's definitely something that is huge, and it's just dope, bro, that you can speak on it, like because you got a lot of people who, and I'm sure you had to get to that point,
Bruh, I
you
used
know.
to be so embarrassed.
Yeah.
I used to be super embarrassed. Like, man, a dude used to mess with me, bro. Like,
Yeah.
that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
That's really weird. Like, again, without trying to be too vivid, the first time I ever had oral sex with anybody was by a dude. So experiencing that with a woman for the first time, it was weird.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird for me because I kept having flashes. And what's even crazier is it did not stop there. It was like that spirit was following me because we moved here. We lived with somebody, and when we first got here, and they son was touching me too. It was just like that junk just kept following me till I'm finally at a point where I'm old enough to pursue it on my own. I don't need that catalyst, which is that person,
Mm-hmm.
to start feeling a certain kind of way. It was just I can do it on my own. Thank God I never turned to dudes on my own. Like
Yeah.
I'm super grateful for that, but that's not to say that junk still followed me too. Like it was a lot of homosexual dudes after me over the
Yeah.
course of my life. Now that I look back at it and I see it, I'm like, dang, that spirit was like definitely chasing me. It
Mm-hmm.
was chasing me down. But
Because I mean, I feel like it's like the devil. He tried to get you while you early,
facts.
get you early, and then he like, all right, that didn't work, or that did something. All right, I'm gonna bring something else.
Yeah.
And so you constantly gonna be tested, constantly gonna battle different things, whatever like that. So what I'm trying to think from how I got into the sex stuff. Porn. Let me see. My remembrance is Monster Ball. Y'all remember Monster Ball with
With Halle
Halle
Berry.
Berry? I
Dog,
remember.
make me feel good.
Yeah, I remember that. I used to watch
Oh,
that
that's
a
funny.
lot
That's
because
funny.
I'm like, hold on, Halle Berry naked, like, oh,
Facts.
and
Facts.
everybody, little kid, grown up, had a crush on Halle Berry. So it was just like,
Yeah.
let me see Halle Berry naked. So I remember watching that, and that kind of opened my eyes. And then also I used to watch like wrestling, but I more so was catered to. I used to like when the males wrestle and stuff like that. That's cool, you know, just aggressive. But I used to like
The girls.
the girls. I'd be like, all right,
My boy had a
yeah,
crush on Stephanie McMahon, boy.
Stephanie McMahon.
That joke funny.
That is not it. Um, so I used to just I don't know, I just used to be active with that. I'd be like, man, it's cool. It's cool. I remember even to the point I knew it was somewhat of a stronghold because I used to when I go used to look up porn or whatever like that. I used to go to the wrestling ones, whatever like that when the girls wrestling and stuff like
No,
that.
man.
And then the loser got to do something. But so I
That's funny.
I used to like that was intriguing to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know, to wrestling, all that, whatever, like that. Oh, okay, they about to go at it and stuff like that. And me looking back now, I realize, oh, that was a stronghold, like, you know. And then I think after that, it's more so with you being lonely and just feeling
No, seriously, on that lonely tip.
it make you like you first when we come to porn, you mess with your head, your imagination. Now you imagining stuff that ain't there, whatever like that. You sitting here, all right, I'm about to go pleasure myself right quick. I'm about to go, you know, be my
Right.
meat and be straight, you know, and it messes with your intimacy, your connection with
Actual
people,
people,
you
yeah.
know. So now you like, I'm good. I remember times I'm be frustrated. I'm like, man, I'm about to go, you know, and then I'll be straight after that. But
Yeah.
not realizing like the more you do it, the more you gonna rely on yourself, the more you're gonna be disconnected from
Facts.
people and all that stuff like that. So that was a crazy stronghold in my life for sure. And that's still stuff that I battle because not only I haven't watched porn in a very long time, but
Yeah.
when you have watched it so long, this hair right here
Don't forget.
remembers.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't. So you are sensitive in that area. So I'll be like, oh, hold on, can't look at that, can't do that. Like stop,
No, like
whatever, like that.
for real.
And that can mess with your head. That can mess with your head like a
No,
mug.
like that's legitimate. Like I used to watch so much stuff just with the hopes of like I watched my first porno when I was in 5th grade. I
That's
still
crazy.
remember it was a VHS tape. Like that's how old it was. It was a VHS tape, and that's the first time I watched it. Me and all my brothers was sitting in the basement. His homeboy, I gave him the tape, and he brought the tape home. We made sure mom and dad was asleep, and we went and watched that porn tape. And from that was like I don't want to say that was like the awakening, but in a sense, it kind of was like an awakening because from that point, I was trying to watch everything that I thought I could find something sexual on because at the time I'm not old enough to go surfing. It wasn't no cell phones for real. I mean, it was cell phones, but
I about to say you
you
old.
you had to have
BC.
a little bit of money to get a real cell phone. Like the best phone, one of the best phones they had at the time was a freaking BlackBerry. That's how
Yeah.
young I was, and you couldn't just go and pull up porn on your phone. So you had to have access to a computer. We did not have no internet, so I ain't had no computer, so I was finding any TV show I could. Dude, I was watching Sex in the City
Just because it
just
says
because it
sex in
said
it.
sex, just because it said sex in it, and that's how much of a stronghold it was
Man.
on me. Like, and I used to stay up super late. So when BET After Dark came out, boy oh boy, that was like heaven. Cause you that's it. At that time, you get to see the videos with the girls with the breasts out. You see their butts and all that stuff. I was like, yeah, this is the perfect thing. So I was staying up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning trying to watch BET After
Trying
Dark.
to get a fix.
Man,
Trying to
listen,
man, I realize, bro, that is like crackhead. Like not even
facts.
like it's like you can become so addicted that you are like just fiending and not even
No,
realizing it. Like
seriously.
that you literally are fiending. You like, I gotta do this. I gotta watch this. I gotta watch this. I gotta watch this. And you literally don't care. Like you like, all right, I hope everybody sleep. I'm about, you know, I gotta, you know,
Gotta get this one off.
and then you just chilling after that. Like
Yeah.
then you that's how now I feel like that was a stronghold so much because that used to affect me when I did start having sex with women and stuff like that. It affected me because I don't know. It was like once I I'd be like, all right, I'm horny or whatever like that. But once I get to this point, first of all, our kid, we grown ups and stuff like that. So if this ain't the kid version that you want to give you don't want to.
You might want to click off.
Yeah. So like, yeah. So this podcast is we gonna be real. We gonna keep it real. So yeah, that's a little. But so like I remember like I would you know have sex whatever like that, and it was like after I got got what I wanted, I would kind of just be turned off. Like I kind of was like, all right, you can go home. Like that's how I felt. And that was because I had a stronghold in the area. Like I was so used to just, doing my stuff and then dipping, as far as, going to the bathroom. Oh, bus, all right, I'm good.
Yeah.
So so I was used to that. So when it came to women, I'm like, all right, cool, did my thing, whatever like that. All right, I'm good now. Whatever. And not wanting the full connection, not wanting anything for real, just wanting to please myself and then be like, all right, I'm good. And that type of mindset will have you damaged.
Man, facts. See, I think I'm kind of the reverse. Like, yes, it was the molestation and stuff that in the porn that woke it up, but my desire for sex, it evolved into something different because, like I said, my dad passed, and he was like my everything. Like, you talk about a parent that was a best friend, that was him. We
Mm-hmm.
talked about anything. We could do anything together. He could scold me, and I would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
However, on the other side of the coin, my mom, we did not have the best relationship. Like, me and my mom was like barking at each other like cats and dogs all the time. So a part of the motivation for me having sex was trying to develop a bond or a relationship with a woman that I never felt like I had coming up. Like, I was always searching for that bond. Like, as a young man, you need that motherly love. So if anytime a woman came and was like, "Oh, you're so handsome, you're so sweet, come here, let me hug you,"
Yeah.
immediately I was like, "Okay, I need you to be around.
Yeah.
I need you in my life." So it always evolved. It turned into sex, and I was always that lover boy type dude. Like, I was a
Mm-hmm.
guy that I listened to some rap, but you go through my playlist,
R&B.
you got Usher, you got Joe, you got Genuine, you just got love songs on that thing because
So I was the dog and you was the lover.
yeah,
Huh.
yeah,
It's very interesting.
yep. You was Doughboy Cash Out for sure.
And a lot of that definitely played in my mindset. The ghetto, dog.
Yeah, it was for me. I'm just searching for that relationship and stuff like that. Your need for relationship or your need for wanting that, for me, that was the biggest motivator for sex. So I mean, one thing kindled it, but another thing sustained it. So it was pretty bad for me. Like, even at the age of 13, I was just, I don't even want to say smitten. Like,
What is spitting?
smitten, like I'm taken by this person. But anytime a woman would show me any type of attention, I was like, okay, come on,
Let's
girl.
get it.
Yeah, like, I was ready for it. But it's because I was scarred on the inside. I was
Yeah.
broken. On the one hand, I had just lost my father, who was, like I said, who was everything to me, and then my mom, who I felt like was tearing my world apart. Like,
Yeah.
it was terrible. It was terrible for me. But it's also something that I did not realize until I got a little bit older. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think I was 19 when I first had like an honest conversation with my mom about everything, because even up to that point, me and my mom, we did not see eye to eye for real. So I got married for the first time, and I don't know, it was something about me getting married that kind of kindled me and my mom's relationship. So we
Mm-hmm.
started talking a whole lot more. So one day I just decided to ask her about, my childhood, because it was an instance where my mom always say don't paint her to be a bad parent, but she not a bad parent. She was joking at the time, but my sensitive little heart couldn't take it. So we were sitting there talking, and I told her I hurt myself, and she slapped me, and my feelings was just hurt, and I just thought about asking her about that, and that led one thing led to another. We started talking about everything, so I started talking to her about, you know, why we never had a close relationship, and I recognized why we never had a close relationship, why she was always so hard on me, and then it helped me as an adult to figure out why my addictions were there, why I felt this need, this yearning, this longing for the things that I did, and what spurred her to treat me the way that she did. And it's just a lot of things, man, that contribute to these type of situations. But the best part about it is once I finally got to the bottom of all of it, now I'm able to communicate it to somebody else. Now
For
my
sure.
son does not have to go through the same type of stuff that, or my daughters don't have to go through the same type
For
of thing
sure.
that I went through. Even us, Brandon and myself at our church, we on Mondays we had these gatherings, and our men's group called Iron Sharpens Iron,
Yes,
one three
sir.
four three two, East McNichols,
Pull
every
up.
Monday at 7 o'clock. If you want to come, we were in a series called Kingdom Man, and when I tell you, it broke down a lot of the stuff that a lot of us deal with
Man.
as youngsters. Like seriously, it literally will change your life. But that was kind of the beginnings of the discovery for that type of stuff. When I had that conversation with my mom, it was like, okay. But at the time, I really didn't. I still, even though I got the information, I still didn't know what was next.
Yeah.
So that really, the Kingdom Man series really helped me figure out, what's next. What's the next step that I take after I've come into the knowledge of, okay, this is why she treated me like this.
Yeah.
This is why I felt the need to go have sex with everything walking. So, yeah,
Yeah. And just getting to that root, like get into that root to figure out, okay, what triggers me to do this? Why did this happen? Why did I lean to this? What was I actually desiring? What did I need? What was missing? Because a lot of times when people turn to addictions, it's coping mechanisms, plain and
facts.
simple. When they become addicted to something, it's because they're trying to cope with something. They're trying to avoid addressing something. Me, I was trying to avoid addressing the fact that my dad left, trying to avoid addressing the fact that me and my mom didn't have a good relationship. She, I just thought with her just having to be the dad and the mom was just hard. So I felt
Yeah,
like she was a little bit too tough. I felt like, I didn't get hugged as much. I didn't feel, that much love and stuff like that. So that made me long for something, that made me want to, all right, I'm not talking about my feelings. And then also this I don't even know what to call it, this hood mentality, or man, the way they raise a man to not talk about their feelings, like it is the most toxic thing possible.
toxicity at its best.
Listen, address your feelings. Do not go and don't deal with your feelings. If
Yeah,
you hurt, it's okay to say you hurt. I
yeah,
promise you, it do not make you weak. It actually mean you strong.
yeah,
Because sometimes it take a lot out of us to express ourselves, to literally,
yeah,
I feel this way. Like literally this week, my mom, we had did this exercise, and I'm addressing certain feelings. I'm crying, because these certain things that I'm never,
sheesh,
share forth, whatever like that, because I'm like, I wasn't used to it. I wasn't used to expressing yourself. If something hurt you, I was just like, all right, deal with it, whatever like that. Yeah, they hurt you, whatever like that. Yes. But until I got here, I'm like, okay, until I became a Christian and start, okay, cast all your cares upon the Lord. But also still, if you got the chance, you can still talk about it. You can still
yeah,
share, okay, hey, bro, you hurt me when you did this. Hey, babe, you hurt me when you did this. Hey, mom, you hurt me when you did this. I just, and that's how you get to the root of things. If you don't get to the root, you just going at symptoms. Like when people say, oh, we was a symptom for me. It was a symptom, but it was a deeper issue. Like,
yeah,
all right, why? So a lot of times people look, oh, they do crack, they probably, they this, whatever. No, they have a something inside
deep
that
rooted
is
issue.
deep rooted
Yeah,
inside them. That is why they're doing this. That
yeah,
is why they're turning to this. That is why they're turning to this.
yeah,
So when you run into people, who are addicted to certain things. Look deeper. Look
Yeah.
deeper. Stop looking at the surface level.
Yeah.
Stop looking at the surface level because you can't even if you only deal with okay, hey, bro, don't smoke weed no more. Then I'm like, all right, well,
Nah, bro. Why you smoke weed?
yeah, like I'm like, okay, well, I may have I may stop doing that, but I'm gonna turn to something else. You have to replace it.
Exactly.
The thing about the walk, you everything that I was addicted to and everything like that, I had to replace that with God. God
Yeah.
has to fill that void.
Exactly.
God has to fill that. If God don't fill that, then it even said that even with the scripture with all the it say basically about the vacancy. Once the enemy knows it's a vacancy, once you cast something out, you have to fill
Yeah.
it. You have to put something there,
Looking for a dry place. Yeah.
yeah, so it say, if you see a dry place, they don't, hey, come on, homies, let's go, we in there,
Exactly.
whatever like that. So you have to feel that. You can't just say, hey, bro, you should stop being addicted. You should stop doing this. You
But
know.
what's crazier about it is, um, how many people are not self aware? People are addicted to things, or they're going through things, and they're using these drugs, this alcohol, this weed, this sex, whatever, to help cope, and they don't even know they don't even know why. Like, I just know I'm stressed. I feel like I'm stressed out, or I feel like I want to do this, so I don't have to think about life anymore. Like, it's so many people who, what are you going to the club for? You 40 years old, man. I just need to take my mind off of this, that,
Mm-hmm.
and the third, off of life. But
Mm-hmm.
you don't even know the root of your problem. You just know that you feel stressed, you feel weighted, and you want to not feel. You want to feel light again.
Yep.
You want to fake it. You
Mm-hmm.
want to fake being happy. You want to fake being okay, and you really not. You don't even know why. So a part of that expression, or telling how you feel, it's helping you be more self-aware. It's helping you to
Look in the
know,
mirror.
this is why I'm upset. Because if you don't know why you upset, you can't fix anything. Like he said, you just addressing symptoms, and you gonna come to the same conclusion as you did last time. I need to smoke weed to get this done, get this
Mm-hmm.
out, get this feeling away. Or I need to have sex to get this feeling away. Even to the point where, like, I remember as an adult masturbating, and at this time I'm supposed to be trying to live my life for Christ, and it's wild because the Holy Spirit literally spoke to me in the midst of it one time.
Oh, that's wild.
And he's like, "You're just gonna feel the same way after you get done."
Oh, that would have killed me right there.
Nah, I finished. I definitely finished. But after that, I was like, "Man, you stupid! Like,
Feel sick.
you stupid. Why you keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result?" Corny as it is, it's insanity. Corny
Yeah.
as it is to say, it's insanity, but it's factual.
Yeah.
You keep doing the same thing instead of, like, okay, God, let me figure out. Let me allow you to reveal to me what it is that's really bothering me, so that I don't have to feel like I need to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Because currently, I've been masturbating and God knows how long. I can't even put a time frame on it. I just know it's longer than I ever have gone without it,
Mm-hmm.
which is to me a beautiful thing. Like, even if even if I feel myself trying to go there, now I'm self-aware enough to know, okay, Dejan, you need to go, get in your word. You need to get this feeling off of you. Like, you need to go pray. You need to go talk to Jesus, whatever you need to do. To the point, even where you're self-aware to the point, like, I can't watch this sexual movie,
Mm-hmm.
or I can't even listen to suggestive lyrics,
Mm-hmm.
because I know that it's gonna
Sensitive.
make me feel a certain type of way. And I don't want anything like that. Like, I'm married. I don't want anything like that that's lustful like that in nature to be present in my marriage,
Yeah.
because it's not healthy to, if I'm stimulated by my wife, I want that to be the sole reason why we're sexually active.
Yeah.
But if I'm stimulated as a result of me listening to a specific song, talking about another another person, or because I've watched this movie that has to deal with another person, if I want to be sexually active because of that, that's not okay.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's not okay, because at some point during that interaction, you're gonna visualize what it is that aroused you in the beginning.
Yep.
So it's just being aware of of what it is that that can take you to that place, to that point of I need to go revisit this addiction. Like the scripture, it tells us to be sober and vigilant, to be sober, to be free of anything corrupting the way that you think. And vigilant, that word means to be aware of what's going on around you, to be aware of your surroundings. So a part of that awareness is, Dejan, you can't. The beautiful, hold on, I keep sidebar right quick. The beautiful thing about my addiction to marijuana is the last time I smoked marijuana, I felt like I was about to die. So that stimulates me to never want to do it again. On
Yeah.
top of the root of it is God.
Explain that experience.
Explain that
Let's get it.
experience. Ooh, so it's a lot of stuff, man. I'm gonna have to have we're gonna have to have a background day because I got a lot of stories.
Facts.
I was going through a divorce. Just found out that my ex-wife had cheated on me or whatever, and I was trying to cope with it. So what do I turn to? Sex, weed, alcohol. Sitting in the car smoking weed. When I tell y'all know how people be like, "Oh, he's stuck." When I tell you I was stuck, I literally it was the same reaction that I had the first time I smoked weed. I felt like I was about to die and go to hell. Except this time, I felt the tingling sensation in my body, but in spurts, I would stop breathing.
What?
I felt myself stop breathing.
That's crazy.
And the dude I was smoking with, um he just kept looking at me. My boy Spence. He was looking at me. He was like, "Yo, you okay?"
Oh, Spence. Oh, hey, Spence said that, bro. He just said that recently, bro. Keep going, bro. He said that at the men's meeting. He was like, bro, he's like, I thought Dejan was about to die. And I was just like, oh, we got to repent.
No cap, though. Like, I was like, I was sitting there and I was just stuck. I was just thinking. I felt like I was having an out of body experience. Like, I could see myself sitting there looking stupid. Then I'd be like, and then I look at him. And then I look back face forward. And then I just be in that little trance again.
Dog.
From that point forward, the very smell of weed.
That's how I am.
It upsets me.
Mm-hmm.
It upsets me. So, yeah, that was... Yeah,
that's crazy.
That was an interesting experience. It was scary, bro.
If I was Spence, like I would have been like cooked. Like I'd have been like, oh, this is over, bro. What are you like? That's funny, bro. When I used to have like sessions with people and stuff like that. If they even start doing weird stuff and stuff, or like start tweaking, I used to just kill my high. So I'd be like, hey, bro, you got to get out. Like that's how I'll just be like, hey, bro, like you doing too much. Like it just make me like, hey, bro, you killing my eye. Like, bro, I can't, so that I would have been like, hey, bro, you killing my high, bro. I can't, you tweaking. Like you good, like but mine's, I would say, with experience. So I haven't smoked or since like 2016. And I remember the last time. Well, I don't remember the last time, but I remember the last big test of mine. It was my brother's birthday. It was the day I got saved.
Mm-hmm.
And I got saved.
Wait, you got saved on the day? Is this the same brother that you it was part of the reason that you stopped smoking weed for?
Yeah.
You got saved on his birthday?
I got saved on his birthday.
How ironic is that?
It's crazy, bro. Because I feel like if I didn't get saved that day, I would have smoked. I feel like, I would have smoked, because I was new. I was a new Christian, but, so on the day I got saved and, also put out a tape, a secular tape on that day too. It's crazy. I put out a crazy secular tape on that day.
Why are you so mad? Why so serious?
Facts. So, I put up on him and I'm like, I already knew, okay, he's probably going to want to smoke and stuff like that. So I'm battling already, and I'm like, I don't want to seem like I'm a party pooper, I don't want to seem like the Debbie Downer and, whatever like that. So I'm all in my head overthinking stuff, whatever like that. So we end up going to, they go get some backwoods. My brother get out the car, go get some backwoods, right? So I'm talking to my god brother I'm just chopping up with him. I'm just talking about God. You feel me? I'm excited, bro. I'm just like, God. I don't even remember what I was saying, but I'm just talking about God with him and stuff like that. And then my brother come back, and then we drive to the apartment. So we get out and we just chilling, whatever like that. And they about to smoke, whatever like that. And I'm battling because I'm just like,
Yeah.
smoke with my brother and basically show him that I love him, whatever like that, because that's what I thought was some me showcasing some love.
Yeah.
Not I thought it wasn't enough for me to just pull up. I thought I had to, so that's how I was feeling.
Yeah.
I'm like, smoke. I'm battling in my head when I tell you, devil on this side, God on this side, whatever, angel. I'm just like, and then my god brother told me, um, hey, you ain't got to smoke if you don't want to. And I was like, that right there, that one statement
set you free,
freed
boy.
me. So I was like,
yikes.
Thank you. I was like, I don't have to. I don't have to. And from that point forward, I never looked back. And then
Crazy.
God started taking the desire, the whole, like, to the point. My head is so sensitive to weed. If I smell any scent of it, my head start hurt.
Facts.
So when I tell, hey, bro, I can't be around that, it's because it literally makes my head hurt. And I'm not trying to have my head hurting because you smoking. Like, I'm not trying to be around that. I'm not trying to smell like I was around it and everything like that.
Yeah.
That remind me of that studio session we went to.
Bruh.
Let's explain. All right, look. And this how you know that at this point, me and Dejan was and D used to smoke too.
Yeah.
So at this point, you knew we was good. Like,
Facts.
we wasn't. we can handle the temptation of
Facts.
it. So we go to the studio session. We not knowing that they gonna be smoking in there or whatever like that. We get there and blowing it down, and we get in there, whatever like that. And bad part is it's a Wednesday. So on a Wednesday we got to go to Bible study. So they John a minister. I'm an armor bearer. And I think D working camera. D working. He was a servant. He working everything.
Yeah.
So active. So it's not like we were just people that could just sit in the back and chill. It was like we had to
talk to people.
We got to do stuff.
Like,
and then we got the personalities that people come up to us and talk, whatever like that. So it was all bad. So we do the session, whatever like that, smoking, whatever like that. We all looking at each other like, dang, man, we gonna smell like we gotta go to, so we just get the session done. We like, all right, let's get through this session, whatever like that. Its session turned out good. Dance in the rain, that's where that came from.
Yeah, I'm about to say that. So, I should have been saying I can't stand the weed. Boy.
Yeah, we should have changed it right then. But we literally having that all around us, whatever like that, and then we had to drive to the church, and we late. So we going in there smelling like we spraying, we outside spraying stuff and whatever,
like
taking off
high school again, bro.
We sitting here feeling so convicted, whatever like that, so convicted, like we did it. We didn't even do it, but we didn't know what we was walking into. Facts, whatever like that. Facts. So we go in there and we just looking at each other like, oh yeah. And then I think
we might have been buzzing a little bit.
We probably was, because being around all that, we probably was buzzing a little bit. We nervous. We try not to talk, whatever like that. I remember I had to leave and go. I think I had to go to work, so I had to leave early. So I'm like,
so easy.
Bet I came in there for a little bit. And I was like, I gotta go.
Dog, I had to talk to Pastor. Me and D had to talk to Pastor, bro.
Dog. And the funny part is, I think Pastor didn't know. And then I think D told him or something, or D told Pastor whatever would happen and everything like that. I'm just like,
he probably got that phone, that nice little phone call.
I didn't get a phone call, but he did. He said he slid a little slick little line through, like, yeah, that weed, something like that. I was like, huh?
Hey man, I got a few of those for the next couple weeks. I ain't gonna lie, he got me good on that one, but it was all in fun. He wasn't like, oh, you shouldn't have been smoking that weed, but he knew what was up though. But
yeah,
that definitely is like one of them stamping moments. Like, yeah, you good.
Yeah, you good for sure. Because if we wanted to, we could have been like, all right, hey, bro, whatever like that. But even that, just I didn't have the desire for that. Like I said, my head started hurting even being around it, because like, then that show you how good God is. That show you, like, people know me to this day. They knew me for smoking weed. I promise you, every single day I was high. At airtime, from my whole time I worked, I was high every day. Like, I literally was. I would go in there, but I go in there high, and I would get in the car, leave out, and smoke weed and go home. And that's how.
You was a safety hazard in here
Listen,
time.
because
Airtime, boy.
listen, but the thing was, I was so alert, because, and then I was so good at my job that I could do it without having to really focus. So I could literally sit there and be like, do 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 do.
Get off that court. One in the square.
So I was comfortable. With it, or whatever like that. And I used to use it because I would stress out.
Yeah.
I would get certain environment, all the kids and everything like that would stress me out. So I'd be like, oh, I gotta smoke, like yelling at kids all day and doing all this, whatever like that was just messing with my mind. And I was so dependent on it. I'd be like, oh, I gotta have it, gotta have this. I know, I promise you, I would be cleaning up like, oh, my weed in the car. Yeah, my weed in the car about to go, be straight, whatever like that.
Right.
And like it's just crazy to me how far I am now.
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy to me. I'm just like, God, you are a good God. You are a great God. It don't even make sense.
The word talks about that though. The word says, I don't want to misquote, so I'm gonna just say the little piece that I'm referring to. Now unto him who is able to keep you from falling. And it talks about how God, the Holy Spirit, is able to keep you from falling off the wagon. Like, a lot of people be like, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. But no, if you make that choice, if you make that decision to stop, like,
Make sure you're talking to Mike.
it makes you, if you make that decision to stop doing whatever it is, whatever that stronghold is, whatever that point of bondage is, you can stop doing it. You can stop being addicted to sex. You can stop being addicted to alcohol. You can stop being addicted to weed. You just have to make that conscious decision.
Yeah.
And God will show you. Like, the word also talks about, he'll provide you with a way of escape.
Come on.
So when you find yourself in those positions, just like what Brandon was just saying, his cousin was like, you don't have to do this.
Mm-hmm.
A foolish man would have been like, I'm gonna still do it anyway. I'm here. I might as well just do it. But because he had that conviction in his heart, he already knew what his intent was, and it wasn't to smoke.
Mm-hmm.
But he felt like, because of the past, that he
Yep.
had to continue to go on that direction to solidify his relationship with his brother. I don't even know what his relationship with his brother is now, but I can almost guarantee you that him not smoking weed with him no more did not make his relationship with his brother worse.
For sure.
So it's just those things that you have to start, just like we talked about earlier. You got to be self-aware. You have to be aware of, what your goal is.
Mm-hmm.
What your vices are. You have to be aware of that stuff, and if you're aware of that, then you're able to combat it in the right way.
Mm-hmm. And then also having that conversation, as I think about it, as you saying that, stuff comes from our lineage. So there's certain things that I had to battle. There's certain things that Dejan had to battle just based off our lineage. There's certain doors that we open that were already kind of right there, just waiting for us to open it, and then it just let the flood in, whatever like that. So it's our job as men of God to break generational curses. So we had to tackle these big things. They ain't little, these big things, because it's the same stuff that's taking people out. Same stuff that got people walking away from their family. Same people that got them, doing all type of crazy stuff, for just a hit or just a fix, and then after they come down, they depression, everything hit after that. You like, oh, did I really do that? Man. I messed up. And now what you do? Run to it again. You go lower and lower again. And it's crazy how that works. It's crazy how our minds work.
Bro, we gotta have a part 2. I'm gonna tell you why, because I got this story about my own father, like, and talking about how I gotta get some clearance though, but because my mom, she told me some stuff that I can't really tell people yet, but we're gonna have a part 2 because I'm probably gonna say it even if she say no. I'm probably gonna say it, but addictions will really have you walking away from your families, like
Yeah.
seriously. And we see it all the time, especially in the African American community, like where your mama was a crackhead or your daddy was a crackhead. You could probably see him walking down the street, but you never see him in your household. Just stuff like that is crazy. Like my pastor tell the story all the time about how his dad was addicted to, I think he said cocaine, and he would find people, neighbors would find him in the shed and stuff like that, or he would take all the money that he was bringing in that's supposed to be to support their household, taking it and using it on drugs. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's that deep. And sometimes people will try to downplay it. Oh, he just the neighborhood crackhead. No, that person went through something.
Right.
That person is still going through something.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to learn how to show a little bit more empathy. Like, and
Yeah.
like B said earlier, you got to dig deeper than what it is, because one thing that is for certain, that if somebody wouldn't have saw beyond what I was actually doing,
Man.
I would still be in the same position. Still be in the same position.
Listen.
Because I can remember, listen, this junk was so scary. I was doing what this was a couple of days after, it probably was the next day after I had my little episode with weed. We had went to the bar a few times, and I was having my little sexual encounters with different women, and I almost got one pregnant too, which is crazy. That's a crazier story. But
My boy got all the stories.
all the stories in the world, I'm telling you, we could have a whole story time, and I
Yeah,
can
we're
have
gonna have to do one where you
man,
just share
facts.
stories.
But this Lady Bates came. She came to our church, and she called me up to the front, and she said, "I don't know what you're doing, but whatever you're doing, you need to stop before you die." Not her knowing that
Did she whisper this or did she?
you know she ain't
Yeah, I
whispering
was about to say
nothing.
yeah. She probably did.
She ain't whispering nothing.
She be blunt.
But it's wild because I had that experience with the weed. That very night, it got a little crazy because I had that experience with the weed. I went to sleep. We were smoking at like 1:30. I went to sleep. I woke up at like 3 o'clock. And sometimes I just wake up and look around the room. It's a weird habit, but I do it. Um, and I looked at my door and I seen like a demon. It was like tall all the way to the ceiling. It was super tall. And I turned around. I was like, yo, I ain't got no power anyway, so let me just go ahead and go back to sleep. So I go to church the next morning. She called us out during altar call or whatever, and she's like, "Whatever you're doing, you need to stop, because if you don't, you're gonna die." That demon was there not to intimidate me. That joker was there to for my life. It
That's
wasn't.
crazy.
It wasn't there to just say, "Oh, you ain't got no power," but because you don't have no power and you on my playground, I'm coming for your life. So that kind of scared me and turned me right in the right direction, because I don't know about anybody else, but I never had an experience like that before. Like I've been in church for, like I said last time, a minute. You see demons manifest themselves in other people, but you never actually. I had to that point I had never seen anything of that magnitude coming directly at me. Like
That is crazy.
yeah, it was wild, bro. I was a little I was scared out of my mind. I can honestly say I was scared.
I bet because I didn't had dreams. I recently had a dream where I seen um huge spiders, like crazy, right? Huge, like the biggest spiders I've ever seen. When they were like walking the street, like, and they were in a dream. Fear. I'm scared. I woke up kind of scared. Like, oh, what did you just see? Because God let me see the spirit realm,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh shoot. But to be awake, I was asleep, so I can just imagine being awake and looking over and seeing. I'd have been like, shoot, what the?
Man, I don't know if y'all ever seen this movie called Insidious before, but in Insidious, it was like the spirit that was in Insidious. It was a spirit. It was like the head spirit or whatever. But it was tall and black, and this is literally exactly what I saw. Tall and black, and it had like a red mask on. X the mask out. It didn't have no red mask on, but it was tall and black. Just it was shaped exactly like that demon, and I saw its eyes, and the eyes was like super white. So when I saw that, I was like, "Yo, I definitely gotta switch my life up." So God, God orders things. Like
For sure.
no matter how we try to say, "Oh, why did God let this happen? Why did God let that happen?" It's only there to help you,
You're
to build
good.
you, to make you stronger, to make you better, so that you will be in a position to do His will and not your own.
Yeah. And then also I feel like he gives you a story. So we wouldn't even be able to come before you and talk about this if we didn't go through it. If
Man,
we didn't go through this, if we ain't battled this stuff, we wouldn't be able to help y'all. We wouldn't be able to tell y'all okay how we broke free of it. A lot of it you have to change your direction. You got to repent, change. You
yeah,
got to get around different people. One thing to help me, I could not go around the same people. I cannot go around the same people that's smoking and doing this. If
yeah,
you know they gonna do this, then you can't go around them. There was
yeah.
a season where God hid me and had me build myself up, had gave me the word and had me reading the word, studying the word, and just going like hard.
Facts.
And that was so I could build up that love for him. So I can replace them boys, replace all that stuff that I was seeking, and so that I could go back and I can be able to, hey, bro, you ain't got to do that, and not be
Facts.
tempted to do it with them. Like, hey,
Facts.
So really, I just thank God for I used to look down in a sense on my story and not realizing that the story is meant for you to reach people.
Yeah.
You need a story. Nobody want to just listen to somebody that ain't never been through nothing. You ain't really gonna reach nobody if you ain't been. Oh, so you telling me you never did this?
No
You never
experience.
did nothing.
You a
You
rookie cop.
you right. They're like, who? So you never nothing
Right.
at all. What struggle? What led you to God? Like
Exactly.
what was the point? Like why did you
Hmm.
whatever like that? Me being led to God was because I knew I was messed up.
Yeah.
I can't run it. Help me. Help
Please.
me, God. Please don't. I'm here. Help me. Help me. I need help. I need help.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. You have to realize that. That's where the change happens. When you realize, listen, I cannot fight this. I cannot fight this. And you ain't tell me that I had to fight this by myself.
Facts.
You said you would help me. You said you would be my provider. You would help me through all this. I
Hmm.
ain't gotta battle this myself. I don't have to. If
Yeah.
it wasn't for the Holy Spirit, then I would have been stuck.
Boy, lost in space.
Listen,
And you
and
know, one
go
of
ahead.
the things that I really definitely had to realize about it is, like, I was literally watching this I was watching Michael Todd Crazier Face series, and he said something super important in the first part. He said, "Burn your plan B." And I realized that a lot of times those coping mechanisms are your plan B as it relates to your walk with Christ, because like B said earlier, you're supposed to cast your cares on God. But instead of casting your cares on God, that's your plan A. But when you feel like it's not working the way that you want it to, if God is not answering me enough, or the enemy deceives you and makes you believe that he's not listening to you,
Mm-hmm.
that coping mechanism, that drink, that masturbation, that sex, whatever, it becomes your plan B. But once I got to the point where I burned my plan B, I
Mm-hmm.
stopped even making um smoking weed an option as it
Yeah.
relates to coping. I stopped making sex an option
Yep.
as it relates to coping. So that way I had nothing to rely on but
But
God.
God.
I had nothing to rely on but God. So I just encourage you to remove yourself from them plan Bs. Even though it's hard. Early on it's super hard.
Super hard.
But it becomes a way of life after you've done it for so long. They say it takes 21 days to create a habit. Start creating your habits today.
Yeah. So I think that's how we probably gonna do
We need a part 2 and
we're
3.
gonna do a part 2, part 3, part 4. It's like we got a lot of parts, but we gonna definitely we just thank y'all for listening to us.
Man, 100%.
Subscribe to the
100%.
YouTube.
Subscribe, hit that
Buy
like
some
button.
merch from us because that helps us. That helps us to fund our ministry. That
Yes,
helps us
sir.
to be able to provide more music for you, to be able to provide more podcasts, to get nice stuff, to have better quality things. So we just thank y'all, and we just ask that you just continue to tag along the journey, like, share, comment. We love feedback. Continue to give us feedback. Continue
Please.
to give us comments and things like that, because that helps us. That helps to
Yeah.
help us to move forward and just get better at everything that we're doing.
Yeah.
So we out.
Peace. Love y'all.
Love y'all. Once I figure out how to close it again.
Oh, it's still going?
Yeah.